We do not wrestle with flesh and blood enemies, but powers, principalities, and the forces of darkness. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. This video is all about the origin of pride from Lucifer himself, known later as Satan. Watch this.
Before he was the enemy, he was the closest thing to God that had ever been created. Ezekiel 28:12. God said it directly to him. You are the seal of perfection, full of wisdom, perfect in beauty, not among the most perfect beings in heaven. The seal, the standard, the measure by which perfection itself was defined in all of creation. And that was not even the most staggering thing about him. Ezekiel 28:13. The instruments of music were built into his body on the day he was created. Tabrets and pipes prepared in him. He was not just a worshipper in heaven. He was the instrument. Every sound of praise that rose to God came through him. The most beautiful music in all of creation lived inside his very body. And his role? The anointed cherub who covers. His entire created purpose was to guard the presence of God himself, not just in heaven, at the throne, the closest created being to God in all of existence. And then Ezekiel 28:17. God identifies the exact moment everything unraveled. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. Not a rebellion that built over centuries. Not a great act of defiance.
Pride.
One internal movement. The most perfect being ever created. The instrument of heaven's worship. The guardian of God's throne. Looked at himself. And that was enough. The being created to lead all of creation in worship of God is now the being who leads all of creation away from it. It did not start with a great evil. It started with a thought. Pride brought down the most perfect being God ever created. It will do the same to you.
I'm not going to lie, the Star Wars music just adds a very nice touch and flavor to this video in regards to the pride and fall of Lucifer, thereby becoming Satan, the biggest enemy of this world. For Satan's envy brought death and sin into the world, but my great King freed us from the shackles, from the bondage and captivity of sin and death. Glory to my great King. But here's the thing, we celebrate the 7 deadly sin of pride now, as we speak, in the month of June here in this country, in the United States of America. Satan is not hiding himself. He's making his presence known, for he knows that his time is short. As a result, he's pulling out all the stops before the last days. Like how Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, so will it be when the Son of Man returns a second time. What took place in the days of Noah, for those of you who haven't seen the fullness of the truth in the book of Enoch? Yes, I do believe that the book of Enoch is scriptural, as my brothers in the Tawahedo Ethiopian church believe it is inspired by God. That said, I wanted to make this video as to incorporate Sun Tzu's The Art of War principle, knowing thy enemy. I wish to know all about Lucifer, Satan, and the fallen angels, not to become obsessed with demonology and to become obsessed with them, but just to know how to fight them. For they are my only enemy, which is why I reference Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 at the very beginning of this video. I hate them. I hate what they've done to this world. I hate the sin that they brought into this world, how they're corrupting my brothers and sisters in humanity, and even in the faith as we speak. So I pray this video goes out to many people that need to know about the main source of corruption. I do not believe in Calvinism. I do not believe in predestination, because we, even Lucifer, have free will to choose. Do I harden my heart and say, I'm going to turn my back to you, God, and give you the biggest middle finger ever? Or am I going to honor you and love you and follow you? I will choose to do so. I do not believe in predestination. I believe that we need to make a choice to be in lockstep with my great King. He gives us the free will to choose whether to do evil or whether to do righteousness. For example, I can curse, I can say all types of belligerent words, and I can be seen as a massive hypocrite. But because I love my great King, I do not want any foul language to come out of my mouth. For that is not how I need to use my tongue. I need to use it to bless people. I need to use it to honor people. I need to use it to educate and to use the Holy Spirit gift of teaching and evangelism. Not to use it as a fire to scorch, to burn people. That being said, I want to choose righteousness now that I fully understand where it comes from, my great King. For God is love. I can either choose to love my neighbor or I can choose to hate my neighbor. But a lot of people are choosing to hate their neighbor because they themselves believe they are superior to their neighbor. Prideful. Pride is something that is extremely taught. Humility is never spoken of, except by a very small few individuals that embrace humility themselves. In the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 20, it goes, "Humility is an abomination to the proud, whereas the poor are an abomination to the rich." When people see me wear clothes like this, during Pride Month no less, people look at me very strange. Some like they want to do something to me. An abomination, a most hated thing, something that must be destroyed. That said, like in the days of Noah, and I'm going to wrap up this video with this final point, the Nephilim, the spirits of the Nephilim, giants, mighty men of war, 60, 70, 80 foot tall giants roamed this world before God flooded the world and saved Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth and their 3 wives. Like in the days of Noah, so will it be when the Son of Man returns a second time. I believe there will not be 60, 70, 80 foot tall giants resurrected like Attack on Titan. But I believe the spirits of the Nephilim, the evil demons that come from their corpses, that still roam this world as we speak, will inhabit my brothers and sisters that do not have the Holy Spirit, and they will cause a massive Antichrist spirit to roam this world. And this Antichrist spirit will overcome my brothers and sisters in the faith. In Luke 18:8, when Jesus says, "When the Son of Man returns, will there be any faith on the earth?" I believe the Antichrist spirit, the spirits of the Nephilim, will inhabit my brothers and sisters in humanity to where all Christians will perish. That's the only reason why God hasn't come around the second time yet. Because we're still here as the salt and the light. In the story of Lot, when Abraham said to God, "If there is 10 righteous people, will you not destroy the wicked for their righteousness, for their sake? I will not destroy them." How about 5 people? Will you spare the city of Sodom and Gomorrah for the sake of the 5 righteous? I will not destroy them for the sake of the 5. But when the righteous are all but extinct, there will be nothing holding God back. I'm not a prophet, but I can see the writing on the wall, and I can just piece together clues as to what it's going to take for my great King to return a second time. I will have to perish. You, my brother and sister in the faith, you will more than likely have to perish. For our humility, our righteousness is seen as an abomination to sinners, to those who see humility as an abomination, for they are proud. So, yes, a somber note I'm leaving this video on, but we need to know the truth, and we need to know what to expect. We need to get our hearts right, for we don't know when our expiration date is going to be or when the last days are going to be. We need to have a sense of urgency, for as long as you still draw breath in your lungs, you still have time. You have a decision to make. I've made my choice. He is my King. He is my God. He is my everything. All glory to him. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. I thank you for the support, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Take care.